Well, I met up with a colleague a little while ago who just came back from the future. I know, it's one of those things, watching too many films, but she came back with some fantastic tips, which I'm going to share with you today. And they're all about goal setting. That's an old chestnut. But it's not just any old goal setting, no. This is smart goal setting. Oh yes. Some of you may already know what SMART is all about, some of you don't. But she added an extra thing. Yes, SMART's great, but make sure they're aligned. So let's take a look at what's a SMART goal then. First one, specific. What is it exactly you're trying to achieve in your goal? I know, easy goal. Complete the Competent Communicators Manual. Yeah, specific. I know exactly what I want to do. Then Ash was talking about this earlier. Yeah, get the old tape measure out and measure that you've actually done it. Well, it's easy enough. You've got 10 projects in the Competent Communicators Manual. You've got 10 projects in the Competent Leadership Manual. Easy to measure what you're doing. But nothing will happen unless you take action. Absolutely, it's funny, but it's amazing. Yeah, I've got a great goal here. Yep, got a great goal. Yep, I've got a great goal. It's a really great goal. So what is the action you're going to take? Unless you take action, nothing's going to happen. So an action could be, you ring up Jacqueline and say, please, I'd like to have a mentor. Arrange it for me, please. Or better than that, you go up to a member of the club and say, could you please mentor me? Or if you can't, can you recommend somebody who can? Take action. Ring up the VPE, put me onto the next program, please. I want a slot. Take action. Get home tonight, write down 10 possible, or if it's too much, 5 possible speech titles that you could deliver over the course of the year. Go through the manual, see where they fit. Take some action. But please make sure they're realistic. Oh, so I have some Toastmasters, I've got a wedding speech in 6 weeks' time. I want to be really good at doing this public speaking business. So do you think I could do all 10 speeches in 6 weeks? Well, what can you do with people like that? Or we do have other members who say, you know, that competent communicator, it's only 10 speeches. I can do that in a year. Yeah, no problem. What they fail to realise is, how many meetings do we have in the course of the year? Well, I tell you, 22. The rule in the club is, for every speech you give, you do 2 roles. So you do the maths. Is it possible to do 10 speeches? No. So, if you really want to do 10 speeches, what do? You do what this gentleman has done. You go to visit another club, and you sign up with the other club, and you deliver your speeches there. But, better stay here, take your time, do all your learnings here, complete it in a reasonable time. 2 years. I took 2 years to do my Competent Communicator Manual, and I do not regret spending that time. I'm so pleased I took that time, because it's all the learnings in between the speeches. It's the talking in the pub after the meetings. It's everything else, taking all the roles, and you take all that goodness in. Because it takes time. It takes me a lot of time to write a good speech. I have to think about it, it's just state in my mind. I have to go work it through and change it. And then you get up and you try and deliver it, and it turns out to be different from the one that was going in your head. Nevertheless, try and make it realistic. And then time bound. This one is coupled to the one before, realistic. There's no point you saying I've got to do all this by the end of the year, and then you don't show up for half the year. Well, it just doesn't work that way. Make a commitment that you're going to do what you're going to do to achieve your goals, but make sure you're realistic. So, SMART. All got it? Specific. Measurable. Action-oriented. Realistic. And time-bound. So I mentioned another thing, aligned. This is the best picture I could find for aligned. So. Well, how about this? I met a Toastmaster, and she wants to become really big in her business. So she's given an opportunity. Now the opportunity means extra study. It means staying behind at work, working longer hours. the same time, she wants to meet the love of her life. And recently she did. She met this really nice guy, getting on fine, everything's going fantastic. Things start to go wrong. She's spending too much time at work. He's getting fed up. He wants to see her in the evenings. The goals start to clash. So when you are thinking about goals, it's better to have fewer goals that you can stick to, and then align them with other goals than have too many goals where you get this type of conflict going on. So be careful when you are setting up a goal. I've had too many people say to me, I want to do the CC, I'm going to do everything that it takes, and then they find that they're neglecting other areas of their life. In a moment, I will show you about goal planning to give you some tips about making it more realistic for yourselves.